Hello everyone and welcome to VSL Tier 2 for Season 10. Here we are today then at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for the Spanish GP here in Tier 2. And we have 13 people here today, so a little bit of an improvement from last week, and I'm not sure if it is audibly clear, but I have a bit of a cold and I will apologise for any sniffles or mute of the mic to cough my lungs up, but I am committed, and here we are for VSL Tier 2. I'm sorry, I was listening there, I have no audio. There we go, our audio is back. So, yeah, so apologies for any mic mutes or sentences that cut off. I'm going to try and not cough on stream. I'll try and mute my mic as much as possible, but yeah, we'll soldier on. So let's get our HUD up. We see Ryan Berry isn't the first man on track. It is Acorn in the Alfa Romeo, the first man out on track. He will be our first person to start a lap on the soft tyres. Coming out the final chicane, which will be gone for next game and gone for the real life Grand Prix this year, as the double fast right is back for next season, which I'm sure many drivers and spectators alike are very happy about, because it should provide better racing. That chicane does break up the action quite a lot and cause the dirty air to play a bigger factor. There was no dirty air there for Acorn. The rear overtook the front, and he now finds himself backwards in the gravel trap on the outside of turn 3. So that is Acorn top over. It's now down to teammate Tony to be the first man to do a lap. So let's see what he can do now. He is just coming through the middle sector. And now, coming through the final chicane is Tony. What can he do? What's it going to be for him? It's going to be an 18.6 is the first lap on the board. So let's see how that stacks up to the competition. It is Ryan Berry next across the line, but that's on a set of mediums. And also I'm going to assume he made a mistake on that lap, being just over 4 seconds off. It is an Alpha Tauri, the next person to cross the line. That's Jordan. He's going to start a lap. And it's a Haas. He's at hot speed. He is the only Haas here, so it has to be hot speed. It's going to be P1, I think. It is an 18.012 there for NSR hot speed in the Haas. Cementing himself in P1 for now by just over 6 tenths. We have a Ferrari. Oh, was that I thought Ryan spun there. Haslager jumped up to P4 with a non-competitive lap. And then Albert into P2, a man who's shown a lot of pace this season. Where can Ryan clock himself? P4 for now. So the slowest of the competitive runs. We have Jordan on the lap as well here. So we'll go on board with Jordan, see what he can do. Through the middle sector now. Through the awkward left-right, very easy to spin off towards that left-hand side. And now the flat depending on conditions, flat right. It potentially could be flat in this session, I think. And now to the technical last sector, around this relatively new long left-hander, now for long right. A double apex kind of corner, and then run it all the way out wide where we saw Stroll crash in 2017, I believe. And now the final chicane, you kind of want to avoid those sausages, and especially this one on the outside, you'll spin if you touch that. And now around the flat right, what's it going to be for the other AlphaTauri? It's going to be 17.905. So the first man into the 117 is ERT Jordan. Davo's had a bit of an off there, I think. Acorn back out on track after his spin on the first lap. He's going to be going for it again. And we have N89 on the lap. And also Y-Race, where's he? He is just behind N89, so we'll go on board with N89 for now. It's now coming down into this long left-hander break, about 80 metres. Well, he has to turn in quite a few times there. That's not the ideal line. So what's it going to be from N89? I don't think it's going to be P1. It does seem quite a way off. But let's have a look. Clogs the curbs. What's it going to be for the Ferrari? It's going to be P7 for now for N89. What about Y Racer? He's not on a competitive lap actually. Do we have anyone else on a hot lap? That's what I don't know. Is Ryan on one? Ryan might be on one, coming around turn 3. Well, the game's telling me a purple first sector. He's a quarter of a second up. That's huge. Oh, a bit of oversteer there through turn 4. Now to the sharp left of turn 5. You want to get all over the exit curve. He doesn't use all the tracks. So there's still time there to be found. Down to 4th. And keeps it in 5th, so for better traction. Is he going to take this flat? Another lift for Ryan. Is it going to be a purple middle to follow the purple first? It's not, but he is 4.7 tenths up. That will get him into the 18th quite comfortably, but he still needs to find more time if he wants to improve his position. And now towards the final chicane. Some nice apexes there for Ryan. What's it going to be? It's not going to be P1, but it could definitely get into the top 5. Not quite, it's an 18.8, so just about a tenth and a half off Ryan Berry. Quite a way off Y Racer on a competitive lap now. Coming towards this final section. Now the final corner. That seemed really slow. I'm not sure if he was in the wrong gear or something, but he had no drive out of the final chicane there. There we have it now. Ferrari comes towards the end of the lap. That is Ryan Berry and Jordan as well. A quarter of a second down, so he's not going to improve. I don't think, no. His hot speed on a competitive lap. I think he's just about to start one, so we've got on board with him at just the right time now. So it's a purple first for hot speed, 1.6 tenths up. Coming through turn 4, or turn 5, sorry. A nice line there through the left-right. Is he going to lift? Or he's going to keep it more planted than Ryan, but not fully flat just yet. Maybe at the end of the session that is possible. But we'll have to wait and see as yellow flags in the middle sector, but they've been cleared quickly. This is looking good for hot speed, I must say. Oh, and he misses his apex there in the final chicane. That could cost him 2-3 tenths maybe. But is it still going to be enough for P1? It's not. That mistake there at the end I think has cost him provisional pole here. Who has just improved? I think Gareth, our champion, has just gone P4. Albert warming up his tyres. He's going to go for a hot lap. We'll go on board with him for his lap. He should be nicely near the front. And now Albert about to start his lap. He's running quite high wings. He's not going very fast on the straight. He's not going to reach 195 even. It's 194 mile an hour down the straight. And that feels quite high. So he should be good for the corners of the Alpine. But we'll have to wait and see about that. He is 700s up, and there's a Alfa Romeo off. I'm not sure who is that. Tony? It is Tony. So he's had another little spin. Well, sorry, that was Acorn who spun before, but another spin for an Alfa Romeo even. Davo goes up to P4 in the McLaren. Is it going to be flat for Albert here? No, still a little lift. I haven't seen anyone go flat just yet. I wonder if we'll see anyone throw risk at that corner. 4 tenths up. This could be a stonking lap here for Albert. This could put him on pole by quite a way. It could be a mid-17. Oh, and then a mistake. That's going to cost him. That is going to cost him a lot of time. And as he backs off, he's backed off it now. He's backed off. Is he going to pit? He is. So Albert's going to peel off into the pit lane after that mistake there in the final sector. So it's not going to be P1 like it looked like it was going to be. What about N89? He's not on the actual lap. Acorn is though, I think. He is. And here comes Acorn. P5 goes ahead of Gareth. I don't think you can complain about that if you're Acorn. And now, N89's had a little spin there. Rolls himself slowly off into the gravel. Luckily, not real life, otherwise I think he would have been beached, but he can safely rejoin. I think David's had a spin there as well, he has. So a few drivers struggling with grip out there. Jordan's back out on the track on the fresh set of softs. So we'll have to see what he can do. So Jordan, I'm not sure if this will be his final run. It is quite early, still 5.5 minutes left. So he potentially does have time to come into the pits after doing this hot lap if he feels like it. But Jordan will, I'm almost certain he'll have to improve by quite a large margin, because we've already seen Albert has at least really half a second in the tank to improve it. So you think Jordan will have to improve by about 4 tenths if he wants to put himself into the conversation for pole position. But here we go now. Look at him, he's got 3 miles an hour on Albert just on the straight, so Albert is running quite high winds like I thought. Going through the long right turn 3, not quite flat for the AlphaTauri. Maybe another indication that he's running lower wings. He is down though, nearly a tenth down, so not a good first sector here for Jordan. He's going to have to find a bit more time in middle and last if he wants to cement his pole. And there is a Ferrari in front, that is N89, who hopefully will not hold him up. That was a nice chicane though. Nearly flat. They are pushing it more and more. We may very well see someone take it flat before the end of the session on the final runs. He's gained some time back, purple middle, but still down. So let's see. What does he have in the last? N89 gets out of the way nicely. Now, through the final 3 corners. Gets his apexes. Alright, missed that second one there just a little bit. That might cost him maybe half tenth or so. Here we go though. Is it going to be an improvement for Jordan? I don't think it is. It's not. He lost time in that last sector. So not an improvement for Jordan. Ryan Berry still out on mediums. Surely he's going to pit, because he'll want to do a soft run. No, he's going to stay out. So Ryan Berry committed to the mediums for some reason. I'm not sure why. Newgarden, 800th up on his lap. Taking quite a wide line. Now in the final set, we've seen a few people struggle with this set so far. How will Newgarden navigate things? Down to second, low again, we've seen from others, hits that curb. And now the final corner, what's it going to be for the Red Bull? It's not going to be pole. Can he get into the top 5 maybe? No, it's P8 for Newgarden. Ryan's on the lap now. He's a 10.5 down. Is anybody else on that? Hot speed, here we go. Hot speed's down as well, so people struggling to find lap time out there at the minute. I wonder why that is. Hot speed down to 5th for that chicane. Now, is he going to take it flat? Another little half lift. He is 2.5 tenths up though, so here we go. We could finally be seeing some serious laps put on the board. As long as he doesn't make a mistake in this final, this should be provisional pole. Albert's just started his lap. Or he's about to start his lap, sorry. Navigate the last chicane nicely for hot speed. Now the final corner, what's it going to be? It's going to be 17.561. That is nearly, well, that is 3.5 tenths on pole. Is Jordan on a lap? He's 700ths up in the first. What is the middle sector split going to say for Jordan? Oh, it's not looking good for Jordan. He struggled there in the middle, so he's struggling to put a lap together. Since that first lap he put on the board, that's 17.905. Let's see if he can improve it. He lost time in the last sector on his last run. Will the same fate be upon him, or will he be able to find some time? It looked like a good chicane. That was a very good chicane for Jordan. Surely that's lap time found. Here we go up to the line. No, he's lost time. That looked like a good chicane, but he still hasn't found time. Albert, 100th up. Very committed through turn 9. Still not flat though. And he's 3.5 tenths up. Albert is up big time. He's run wide. He manages to avoid the invalidation by lifting off, but that will cost him quite a lot. Now the final few corners to go. There we have a McLaren off, and Albert is throwing this lap away by making these mistakes. Out the final chicane, has Albert thrown it away here, or can he snatch at least P2? It's going to be P2 for Albert provisionally. What can others do? Acorn on a lap just in front of Gareth. Who else is coming up to the line? Haslager, 6 tenths up. This could throw him into the mix. Here comes the Ferrari. P4 for Haslager, just less than half a tenth behind Jordan. Acorn really pushing there through turn 9. Let's see what he's saying through the sector split. He's 200s down now. What about Gareth? He's 8 thousandths up. And now coming up to the line, Acorn will be the first one to cross out of these two. It's a bit wiggly out the last corner. It's not going to be an improvement for Acorn. What about Gareth? Gareth goes up to P5 with the purple last sector. So that is very, very good for Gareth. What about Tony in the other Alfa Romeo? It's not going to be an improvement from him, I don't think. It's not. Y-Race is in the pits and so is N89, so that is your qualifying lot done. Hot speed going to take pole position here with Albert P2, but really you've got to feel he's thrown away pole position there. He had 2 chances at setting a mid-17 and made mistakes in the final section on both runs. So Albert will probably feel a little disappointed with that qualifying, even though it is a front row start for him for the Spanish GP. And Jordan comes home for P3, not able to hold on to that provisional pole that he had for most of the session. Haslager maybe coming a little bit out of nowhere for P4. And Gareth, our reigning champion, in the top 5, where you'd expect him to be at least. Well, maybe he hasn't shown the ultimate pace this season, so let's see if we can maybe set the record straight here in this race. So we will have our 2-minute break before the race starts, and I'm going to take full advantage of that to try and rest my voice a little bit and regain composure. So I will be back just before lights out, and make sure you stay with us. So we should be getting going pretty soon, I think. My perception of time could be absolutely awful, and we might be nowhere near go. But yeah, there we go. The 30-second countdown starts now. Sorry, I've just got myself some Lemsip to try and soothe the throat. Let's see if that works to get us through this. I believe it's a 33 lap race around here in Spain, but we'll have to see. So yeah, 3 seconds until lights out and we get the formation lap underway. So it is a majority medium to start this race, with a few hards sprinkled in for good luck. So Hot Speed or Poleman on the mediums, and second, third, fourth and fifth all on hards. That's Albert, Jordan, Hassan and Gareth respectively. Davo sixth on the mediums, and everyone else downwards is on mediums. That's Acorn, Ryan, Tony, Newgarden, Y-Racer, N89 and Ryan Berry. There you see the predicted strategies there, medium hard. Gareth disqualified, so his tyres going to be cold along with Davo. So them two must have had a little kerfuffle under the safety part. As now we're about halfway through the formation up. You want to make sure there's plenty of heat in your tyres, especially if you're one of these hard runners. I think this is going to be pretty rough for Gareth here. Hard tyres with no temperature can be very tricky at the best of times than when you have 12 other cars all fighting for position around you. I'm sure things will be a little bit spicy. But Hot Speed now coming to the final chicane. He's going to be the first man to line up on the grid, and we will get the Spanish GP underway very, very shortly. As they come around the final corner, all weaving to try and get as much temperature in their tyres as possible. Maybe a few burnouts onto the grid. Can we see an action-filled race? I'm almost certain of it. As they go past the reset cars of Gareth and Davo, they will be stricken until the lights go out with cold tyres. And there we have Ryan Berry, the final man to line up on the grid. As now the lights coming on there in front of us. It's 3, 4, 5 red lights. And the lights go out and away we go. And I can't really tell from this camera who's had a good start, but Hot Speed still seems to be in the lead. He has a good start over Albert, he has in the medium, so you would expect that. And now a little bit of a battle going on behind. Can we get a better camera angle, please? No, we're getting an awful camera angle. There we go, down to turn 1. It's actually Jordan going down the inside of Hot Speed. It's turn 1. He manages to cut him off, but can Jordan switch back through turn 3? It all seems pretty clean behind, but no, that was an Alfa Romeo going around. That was Tony, who finds himself now dropping all the way to the back of the grid. And it is Hot Speed who maintains the lead. Jordan up to P2, jumping Albert. And going on behind, there's some battling. Gareth has had a really poor start. He's down to 11th, so those hards really cold and not working for him, our champion. A few side-by-side battles here. Newgarden and Ryan Berry, the pick of the bunch it seems, and Ryan Berry's going to go and try and go around all the way. Oh, my words are absolutely awful. Try and go all the way around the outside, and now it's Y-Racer and Newgarden. Ryan Berry's move did not work out well, but going back to the front, it is Hot Speed in the lead with the purple middle sector. He's pulling his gap a little bit. Davo and M. Ryan side by side. Ryan trying to do a Matt Staff and go all around the outside, but he might go for a switch back here into the chicane. Not going to be close enough. That move is not on. I think that was an Alfie getting a little bit loose there on the exit of the final chicane. And that was Albert, who now could come under attack. Hot Speed does the fastest lap, obviously, for the first time. And it is Haslager trying to go around the outside of him. We have an overtake going on behind, but these two fighting for P3 right now. Both on the hard, so no tyre advantage for either. And still side by side. Oh, Haslager shuts the door when Albert spun. Oh, when he spun into Davo. That is disastrous. I think Davo's lost his front wing. Davo has no front wing. What about Albert? Albert is still in the wall. And that Alpine has no front wing either, I don't think. In fact, no, I think it does. It's just lost its end plates. And we've had more incidents. Ryan Berry's got gravel on his tyres. I'm not sure what's happened there. And no safety car though, so we carry on. And Haslager now up into P3 after those two having a little bit of an incident. I think that was just unfortunate really. Davo really had nowhere to go. So unfortunate for the McLaren. There you go, then predicted strategies popping up again. But Hot Speed darting out in front, making the most of those mediums. We're on lap 2 of 33, still a long way to go in this race. And it's a little bit of a Haslager train right now. Oh, Y Race getting a little bit loose there. And behind it's Y Racer, who even though he's getting loose, looks like he could be the one to make an overtake. No DRS is going to be enabled now, but you won't have it for this straight. So no overtakes happening there, I don't believe. And all still single file, about half a second separating every single car in this train. Ryan is on mediums compared to Haslager in front of the hard, so you would expect Ryan to have the pace advantage for now. As there we have yellows in the middle, that's N89 in the Ferrari who's spun round. So that's a shame for him. Davo also having a spin. So Davo's there going from bad to worse right now. And out front, Hot Speed got that gap up to 2 seconds. But now DRS enabled for the big straight. And this exit crucial to these drivers. And in fact, Y Racer has had an awful run. Ryan on the other hand has had a good one. He's got DRS and using his ERS here. He's already burnt a lot of battery. He needs to get this move done to make it worth it, and he's going to. I think Haslager not going to put up too much of a defence, and that is the Mercedes man up into P3. So great work from Ryan there. Now he needs to try and hunt down Jordan after 3 second gap. It's going to be difficult. And oh, there goes Y Racer losing the back end, and that is him nearly round. Holds it nicely, and that's going to allow Acorn and his teammate past, and maybe Gareth have a cheeky look, but nothing to be done there. So Gareth after having a difficult start, dropping down as low as 11th, I believe. It's worth to say back up to 8th, through instance in front, and now on the back of this little 4-car train, including the 2 Red Bulls and an Alfa Romeo. And Haslager not dropping too far off Ryan, so if he can stick with him, this could help him in pulling in Jordan and Hot Speed out front. Albert already picking up a 3-second time penalty. He's on the soft, so that's an interesting strategy from him. He's definitely going to have to make at least one more stop. I'm not sure what he's thinking. It'll be interesting to see. And Newgarden right on the back of Acorn. There's surely a move on here. Acorn not having the best chicane either. And Newgarden gets on the ERS, will open his DRS, tuck into the slipstream. Acorn weaving a little bit, he's got to be careful about that. And I think it's going to be quite an easy move. In fact, Y Race, they're going to be 3 wide down to turn 1. And the 2 Red Bulls fight it out. And it's going to be Y Racer making the double overtake. So a great move from him, getting it not only his teammate, but Acorn as well. So Acorn go from 5th to 7th in one straight. And now Gareth will be looking to get past Acorn as well. A little bit of movement from the back end of that Mercedes. Gareth seems to be struggling a little bit here. He's not too confident with the car, I don't believe. But we'll have to see how things develop as tyre wear will start to kick in for these medium runners around about lap 10, 11, I'd say. Out front, Ryan closing that gap a little bit. I think it was 4 seconds, and now, in fact, he's made a little mistake there. This could be Hassager coming back at him. Hassager not burning the ERS, so he's comfortable to just sit behind for now. No real overtakes being attempted at the minute. Ryan Berry, 6.5 tenths behind Tony. He's still happy to sit behind though. So kind of a few groups being formed. The front two most notably leaving the pack behind. Especially impressive from Jordan. He had really good pace there last week at Miami, but was unfortunately involved in an incident. So had to make an extra pit stop, and still found himself on really good pace. I think he did get a podium, maybe. I may very well be wrong, but he definitely had a very good race. So hopefully he can show off his pace better here this week without any incidents. And he seems to be doing that just now, keeping Hot Speed very honest when Hot Speed's on mediums. Sorry about the sniffs and stuff. I'm trying to do it as little as possible. So this group of 4 still just about within DRS of each other, although that might change. Acorn is now without DRS, I think. He will be, so this could be a chance for Gareth. Gareth will see that rear wing doesn't open on the Alfa Romeo, but he's not going to burn. Acorn really quick on the straight, he's not burning, and he's just gapped Gareth quite massively, to be honest. So Gareth there was looking for a way past. He was dummying a few times, but Acorn holding his own, not being baited into any mistakes or anything. So Gareth's still behind. He will want to get past though as quickly as possible. Was Gareth goes a bit deep there. That's going to maybe lose him a tenth or two, but Acorn runs a little wide as well. So both of them not driving perfectly, but if the other one isn't driving perfectly, it's not going to matter too much. As things are starting to spread out just a little bit. Out the final corner, this guy's going to go for this time. He's got 100% ERS, and now he's deciding to burn. Here we go. I think Gareth has had enough of seeing the Alfa Romeo rear wing. The Italian flag in his vision will be no more as he tries to go around the outside of turn 1. Acorn going to keep his nose down the inside, and he's maybe going to go around the outside here. Acorn defending really well, and he's going to get back in front of Gareth. And Gareth going to switch back through turn 3. He's going to try and get the inside, and he's got it. But Acorn later on the brakes keeps it, and Ryan Berry and Tony have had an incident further back, I think. But unfortunately we were watching this, so we don't really know what's happened there. But this battle's still raging on. Acorn doing very well to keep P7 for now. So Gareth going to have a bit more DRS here, but it's not a long enough straight for it to make an impact. So he's going to have to try and just stick close and wait for the main straight again. Oh, Gareth runs a little wide. Oh, but Acorn runs wide through the chicane. And here we go again, round 2. Can Gareth pull it off this time? He's maybe just a tiny bit closer. Acorn though, more aggressive on the weaving and defending. Here goes Gareth to the inside. I don't think Acorn's going to have a response this time by. Gareth a full car length in front unless Acorn's very late on the brakes. This move is done, and it seems to be. Very well done there for Gareth, finally getting moved up by Acorn, putting up a very nice defence. Hasn't used most of his battery to do so, but I'm sure he can now try and stick with Gareth and catch up to the cars in front. And Ryan is struggling a little bit for pace. He's falling off from Jordan, so maybe the medium tyre wear coming in a little bit earlier than I thought. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Davo doing the fast lap on those mediums, so clearly there is some pace in the mediums, although they are 2 laps fresher than the others. And Ryan using all the track, quite a nice line from him to try and pull this gap. Hot Speed has pulled a little bit more on Jordan as well in those last few laps while we were watching that Gareth battle. That gap now up to 3.6. It was hovering about 3, so only just a few extra tenths. And here comes Haslager. He's going to make a move now on Ryan, who wants to get that podium position back. And that's going to be quite a simple move. Ryan just backs out of it, thinks sensibly, doesn't want to fight too hard. He knows Haslager probably has the pace now on those hard tyres that will wear less. So it's now his turn to follow in the DRS. Oh, and Ryan, the back end moving about a bit. So we're seeing that on both Mercedes now. So maybe the Mercedes not the nicest car to drive around here. And the drivers are struggling with that a little bit. As you can see, Haslager visibly pulling away. Just a tad, you'd have to say. There's Albert into the pits for his second stop already. So really not a good race for him so far. And Gareth is now caught up to Newgarden, so the hard's working really well now. So Gareth made an overtake 1.5 laps ago. Can he make another one now? But Ryan is now back past him, so maybe Haslager made a mistake. And there goes Gareth on Newgarden. Overtakes happening all over the place. And that is now Gareth working his way up. He is now P6 with 1 Red Bull down, 1 to go. And I'm interested what has happened to Haslager, because he was about 7 tenths in front. He was pulling a nice little gap, and now Ryan's back in front. So I'm really not sure what's happened there. That will be an interesting one to see what happened after the race. Excuse me. So Haslager trying to stick with him. He'll have the DRS for this little straight. So about 3.5 tenths behind. I'm pretty sure Haslager is the faster driver. He's just a little bit stuck right now. Oh, that's a mistake there from Ryan. That's going to give him an awful exit, and Haslager licking his lips. That's going to allow Y-Racer to close up quite a lot as well, I think. That's going to be about half a second gain for him. And now Haslager with the DRS. Burning. No ERS for that Mercedes. The light flashing on the rear end. And that is Haslager back up to P3, so back to the way we was 2 laps ago. And now Y-Racer closing in. Only 2.5 seconds behind now. Wow, he's large understeer from the Mercedes there. Newgarden keeping Gareth honest here. I kind of expected Gareth to gap him a little bit more, but Newgarden sticking with him well. But we'll just stay with these two because these are the 2 close on track. And Ryan is struggling now. Maybe these tyres are going off. That's another pretty big mistake, and that's surely going to drop him nearly outside of a second. Now, yeah, there you go. And there's a yellow set to 1. Davo's had another little spin. Let's hope he doesn't have damage. Seems alright. Albert setting the fastest lap on his new mediums. And yeah, Ryan now out of DRS, so Newgarden the closest man on track to someone else. Although Gareth gets a really good run out of this chicane, and Newgarden will just hold on to DRS, but he won't be close enough to go for any sort of move. So Newgarden dropping off further now. You got to imagine the gap will just grow and grow and grow from now on. Out front though, it's not much is happening. We'll have a quick look at Hot Speed, who's driving a pretty good race right now. He will probably be pitting in the next 2-3 laps, I imagine, to go into a set of hards to the end. Albert's setting another fastest lap on his mediums. Excuse me, once again. But yeah, quite large gaps now for him. Oh, White Racer making quite a big mistake. He's struggling on these mediums, so the medium runners starting to struggle a little bit now, and that is Gareth, who's just gained about 3/10 on the Red Bull. As we have medium runners into the pits of Tony and N89. They'll be coming in for some hard tyres. Sorry about that. So N89 is just put on another set of mediums. That is very odd. So Acorn on the back of Newgarden now as we have Hot Speed in. Acorn will look to make the overtake with Newgarden struggling a little bit for warm-up. So he has to make the most of the tyre advantage now. He's going to burn, open the DRS. This isn't really an overtaking spot, so Acorn not going to go for it here. Hot Speed will come out in a nice little gap, I think, between Gareth and Ryan Berry. And you imagine, without a safety car or anything, Hot Speed could be cruising to quite an easy race win here. Newgarden struggling still. His tyre's not fully up to temperature yet. Whereas Acorn will be on nice warm rubber, and he's making the most of that now as he opens the DRS. He's going to dummy to the inside. He's now going to commit to the inside. And I think this could be an overtake accomplished just before turn 1 on board the Newgarden. He's not going to fight it too hard. I don't think there was much he could fight with, to be honest. So that is Acorn now into P8 at the minute. That will become better when others pit. I think they will just jump Ryan Berry. I think the others are just out of reach. So Dave went into the pits as well. He's had a rough first half of this race. So Newgarden needs to focus now and just stick with Acorn. He's got enough battery to come back at him if he has the pace, so it's looking good for Newgarden. Because we have Y-Racer in now, Newgarden's teammate. I think he will come out around about the Ryan Berry area. So that'll be... Well, in fact, Ryan Berry's pit, so he's not going to come out near Ryan Berry, but I think he'll be about 10 seconds in front of these lots, so a little bit out of reach. I think Albert's had another little spin there. I'm not 100% sure. I just seen a quick yellow flag where Albert was. So these two are going to go past Ryan Berry in the pits. Y Racers come out in a nice bit of clean air, absolutely no one around him. And where's Ryan Berry? Ryan Berry's going to come out in clean air as well. So these two, 8.5 seconds to Y Racer in front. So quite a lot of work to do. Acorn is actually, his tyres are 6 laps old, so he does have quite a way to go to the end. He'll have to do about 20 laps on the hard tyres, which is definitely doable, but is it the fastest way? I don't know. So our final medium runner of Ryan is in for his hards. So now that is the entire top 10 all on the white walled compound. He should come out ahead of Y Racer quite comfortably, actually. It's going to be about a 3-4 second gap, I think. Maybe, yeah, I'd say about a 3-4 second gap. Maybe a little bit more, actually. Yeah, it's about 3-4 seconds. And hot speed now. He's got to worry about traffic a little bit here. He's only 1.5 seconds behind Gareth, who hasn't pit from his hards yet. But I imagine Gareth will be in soon, so maybe Gareth pits this lap and just gets out of the way of Hot Speed, or Hot Speed will have to make the overtake on track. Which he doesn't really have much ERS to do, so he'll have to rely completely on his straight on speed and the extra grip he has from being on 15 lap newer tyres. So Gareth stays out, and so that means Hot Speed will probably have to overtake him on track. And Davo's had another spin. Davo really got on a good race today on his return. He is a lap down to our race leader Jordan, and he's about to be a lap down to our net race leader in Hot Speed. So even the safety car won't save him then. Which we actually haven't had any retirements, apart from that little collision on the first lap and the spin involving Davo. It's been quite clean. No contact at all, actually, from well, what I've seen. But Newgarden sticking to the back of Acorn nicely here. Potentially close enough to go for a move if he can stay this close for the remainder of the lap, although Hot Speed will go on board with him because he is only 2 tenths behind Gareth. And there we go. Just as I was talking about it, having no retirements, we have M89, who has crashed on the exit of turn 4 and has brought out a safety car, so that could shake things up a little bit. And Jordan nearly coming out ahead of Hot Speed there. If that safety car was a second earlier, maybe Jordan could have jumped him. But now the question is, will Hassler jump him? Because he's going to have the pit stop under the safety car. He goes past his teammate Strickland in the barrier and he gets destroyed by the marshals. And we have others in, everyone pitting. So Hot Speed here could be the only one on old tyres. Everyone else could be on fresh, and he seems to be the best of the bunch right now. And everyone else actually will be on mediums also, so he could be the only one on old tyres and the only one on hards. So that could be the spice we needed, the little sprinkle of seasoning that this Spanish GP required. And I think it has just been served on a platter by N89, unfortunately retiring. Unfortunate for him, but maybe good for us viewers. So, we'll go on board with Haslager. I imagine he will be coming into the box as N89 leaves the session. And there we go, he peels off. You expect Gareth to do the same. There he goes. And I don't think Haslager will have the gap really to jump anyone. In fact, Hotspeed's pitting as well. Hotspeed is deciding to pit as well. So, everyone is going to be on fresh mediums. But Hotspeed is going to give up track position here. He would have been in a net race lead. Instead, I think he's going to be P5. Yeah, no, P4 even. So, Hotspeed giving up track position for fresh mediums and a P4 on the safety car restart. So, he's got work to do. Jordan, though, his strategy has played out perfectly. He's now P1 and leading this safety car for the restart when everyone catches up. I think, unfortunately, Davo, yeah, he is still a lap down, so Davo won't get his lap back. That is unfortunate for him. So he'll just have to, I don't know, maybe pray and hope. And Ryan Berry, in fact, has gone onto the soft tyres. I'm going to quickly go and refill the Lemsip cup under the safety car, so I will be back in a second. So I will be back in a second. So we are being refreshed. So we are good to soldier on now to the end of the Grand Prix, hopefully. And we are still on the safety car here. Only 11 laps to go as we cross the line. So mediums comfortably will get to the end. There should be no more stops for anyone. It is just a mad dash now. No fuel saving necessary. The safety car will provide all of that. Davo has called it a day. he crashed? What has happened? Oh no, there's no front left tyre on that. So something very disastrous has become Damo there at the final corner. That will have to be investigated where his front left tyre has gone. But we should get going at the end of this lap. David leaves the lobby. Ryan Berry, the only one on the soft tyres. So he should be the fastest of all, but the softs don't go that long around here. I think he could oh, there goes a braking board. He could potentially be the only one to struggle to get to the end. But he will have the best warm-up and the best grip for the first few laps at least. So let's see what moves he can make. And Hotspeed will be the one to watch here. He's had the pace over everyone today. But now he's got those 3 cars ahead of him, Gareth, Haslager and Jordan, who he will need to navigate his way through if he wants to win this race. Let's quickly, before we get going again, safety car in this lap, as we are told by the race directors. Do we have updated standings? I believe we do. I think we are on round 4, aren't we? I should really know that. Yeah, we are. So it is actually Haslager leading the way at the minute, with Gareth somehow in P2, only 9 points behind, and Acorn 3rd and Hotspeed 4th. So Haslager, he'll probably look to beat Gareth here, and so for the top 4, all in the top 5 of the championship. But let's forget about that now, as we are getting underway here once more. Jordan, oh, does he lost it there? Jordan nearly losing the back end of the car on that restart, and luckily managed to hold on to it. And Ryan, in fact, is running hot speed. Someone's lost it. It is Albert. Oh, and that's going to be very close to contact. They are still somehow side by side. Ryan and Hotspeed. They're going to be side by side through turn 3 into turn 4. Ryan's got the inside line. Hotspeed, look, he's got all the way around the outside. What a move. Is he clear? He's not quite, but turn 5, a very difficult corner to go around the outside. He's going to go for the switch back here. Is Ryan. Does he get the run? He gets the power down early. Excuse me. And that is Hotspeed holding on to 4th for now, but that has allowed the 3 in front to get a little bit of a gap to these guys. Jordan really losing it there on the restart. I thought he'd spun an accident with the wrong way on the camera, so we were left with a bit of a our hearts had dropped, you know. So it comes to the end of the first lap. After the safety car restart, it is Jordan with about a 1 second lead. And Gareth only half a second behind Haslager. The 2 front runners in the championship so far, next to each other on track. So Gareth only 3 tenths behind Haslager here. No DRS though, now get enabled next lap. And Haslager not being able to stick with Jordan right now. So Jordan pulling a little gap here. He's out of DRS. So this is very good at opening 2 laps for Jordan. And from Ryan downwards, pretty much everyone within DRS. Ryan very unable to make any moves on the softs at the minute, but with DRS being enabled, that could change a few things. So we'll go back to the battle at the front. So now DRS will be enabled. Gareth following Haslager to the inside, and doesn't seem to have the best sprint on speed. But Haslager is burning. He's down to 30% ERS already, and that's without DRS even being enabled. Well, he has gained like 4 tenths there on the straight to Jordan, so he's back within DRS. He just needs to have a good twisty bit of the track, and he should be alright, but those seems to be the bit he's been struggling with so far. And the gap up to 7 tenths. Let's see how that evolves. Gareth seems to be the fastest of the front three anyway. He's sticking very nicely to the back of Haslager. And looks like he can comfortably go a little bit quicker even. Now we have the move going on behind. Oh, White Racer nearly spinning there. Manages to hold the car. He was nearly pirouetting through the new long left. Very, very good job from the Red Bull to save it. And now DRS for the first time for Haslager. He's burning. He wants to make this move, but he doesn't have the ERS really. Newgarden picking up a time penalty. That could be costly at the end of the race. And in fact, he's facing the wrong way. That might be even more costly. I think that's going to cost him a little bit more than 3 seconds. But back to the front three separated by about a second. This could be very interesting. None of them have penalties, so track position is king right now. And there's more battles going on behind. Sorry, I'm really losing track of things here. That was Y Racer and Acorn. So Acorn about half a second behind Y Racer, but he's got Tony to worry about behind him as well now, along with Ryan Berry and Albert. Back to Albert, going down the inside of Ryan Berry. Ooh, was that a little bit of contact there? Excuse me. But yeah, that is Albert now back in front of Ryan Berry. Going back to the front three. Only 6 tenths between Jordan and Haslager in 1-2. And Gareth burning a little bit to try and close that gap, but he's not going to be able to make a move here. He's going to have to sit behind a little bit longer. In fact, no move's going to be available anywhere on the grid at the minute. So the laps slowly, or quickly even, running out. Only 5 to go, or 6 including this one. And Jordan, he seems to be comfortable, I'd say. He doesn't look under major pressure. In fact, we have a yellow flag. That's Ryan Berry on his softs. So his softs have clearly given up on him, and now he's driving into the wall. Really giving it his all. And he's decided to manually retire, so no points for the AlphaTauri. And this battle for P7 is raging on between Acorn, Tony and Albert for the 2 Alfa Romeos try to work together. Or is it every man for himself right now? And that is Albert down inside of Tony. Can Tony hang around the outside? He's not going to be able to, I don't think, although he gets a good run. Is he going to keep his nose down inside? No, he backs out probably quite sensibly, I'd have to say. And Jordan has broken the DRS to Haslager, I'm pretty sure he has. So here comes Gareth. Gareth burning. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make the move. Haslager low on battery, but he's just about hung on the straight. If it was maybe a couple 100 metres longer, we could have seen Gareth up to P2, and Albert has got both Alpines there. So that, in half a lap, that is Albert up into P7, and dispatching of both Alfa Romeo, sorry. So, oh, and Y Race is now one wide. It's all closing up everywhere. The top 4 now of DRS, well, apart from Jordan, obviously, but the train is growing, the lap's shrinking, and the stakes are rising here in Tier 2. So up front, about 6 tenth gap Jordan has, so Haslager putting in a good lap time here. to close that gap. It was just over a second, a lap to go. Oh, and he runs a little bit wide there. That could cost him half tenth or so. And look at this, Gareth really close to the back of the Ferrari. Is he going to burn this time by? He's going to burn again, but look at the light flashing on the back of the Ferrari already. And here comes Gareth, he's closing. There could be a move on here. He's going to have to go to the outside though. He's going to have to try and hold it all the way around the outside. That's not going to be possible. Is he going to maybe try to switch back? He gets a good run out of turn 2, but there isn't enough straight to stick it up the inside of turn 3, so he's still stuck behind. And now I think he needs to make that move sooner rather than later because he has hot speed behind. And I don't think hot speed is going to want to be staring at the back of that Merc for too long. He's got places to be and people to see. He wants to be seeing that P1 trophy, and at the minute that's not going to happen, so he needs to put his foot down. And look at this, Haslager falling off the back of Jordan as he comes under pressure from Gareth. So the pressure working quite nicely as Haslager has a good corner there. Oh, the rear end of that Mercedes still not looking too happy. It's still moving about a little bit, and that has cost Gareth about 3-4 tenths even. And hot speed makes a mistake. He was 2 tenths behind and could potentially have gone for a move there, but that move you'd have to say is now off. So, no moves there. Y-Racer close to the back of Ryan. He's going to understeer wide once more. Just about managed to keep on the track. He's not got much ERS left. No, I don't think anyone really has much ERS. Hot speed only on 8% there, going into that braking zone. Gareth seems to have the most out of anyone in the top 5 or so. And Haslager having another good lap here. He could potentially be putting Jordan under pressure with only 2 laps to go at the line. I don't think this race is over. He needs a good exit from the chicane though, and that's not going to happen. He's going to lose a tenth and a half, 2 tenths maybe. And that gives Jordan the breathing room I think he needs. Jordan flashing, and in fact, is Hosby going to go for a move? Is he going to late on the brakes? We've had an Alpine behind. I think Albert's had a little bit of a spin there, and that's not going to allow Tony to make a move. He's a little bit too far back. But out front, things really closing up, and it's now Gareth coming under pressure. He's about to lose the DRS, and look at Hot Speed taking a much better line through turn 4. Not close enough to try and make a move through turn 5 though. He's going to have to sit behind him. Out front, that gap maintaining around half a second, with only 2 more real overtaking opportunities to go. Haslager looks to be on it right now. He wants to make this overtake for the lead. What's the ERS saying? They're about identical. A good chicane here from Haslager, and it could be on. Seems pretty good, but Jordan just gets the run. Jordan with an incredible run. Haslager starts to burn. He's going to have the DRS. Lights flashing on the back of both of these cars. Here he comes for the final time down into turn 1. Can Haslager go to the inside? Jordan's not going to defend it. What is Jordan doing? Is there going to be contact? Jordan just about manages to hold it on the outside. Incredible stuff there from Jordan. Great defending. Manages to hold on to P1 for now. And behind Ryan and White Race, they make contact. Ryan sticks in front, and everything stays the same somehow. No changes to the order as it stands. But look at this out front. The gap is nearly nothing. The light still flashing on the back of that AlphaTauri. He's got no ERS. But if he wants to make a move now, it's going to have to be an unorthodox one. A little bit like this. Is Hotspeed going to try and go around the outside of Gareth here? He's not going to be letting off on the brakes. Maybe a switchback on the cards. Yellow's in sector 2. Albert's had a spin. That's going to cost him P7. And Hotspeed trying to go around the outside of Gareth. It's not going to work. Oh, he has a little bit of a lock-up, and that's going to be that. Done. So it's going to end the way it started on the final lap. And it's going to be Jordan coming home to make an incredible impression on the grid and win the Spanish Grand Prix here in VSL Tier 2. What an incredible drive from the AlphaTauri. He was gifted the lead with that safety car, and he managed to defend for it massively. Massively impressive drive from him. Haslager comes home for P2. A little bit of wheel banging between the AI there. Gareth third, Hotspeed fourth. Ryan manages to fend off Y-Racer there on the final lap to maintain P5. So that's Y-Racer sixth, Ryan fifth. Tony snatching seventh away from Albert. And in fact, it says Albert's retired. I'm not sure if he's actually going to count, but there's still battling going on. It's Newgarden and Acorn still fighting out here. But Newgarden is going to hold on to P9 unless Albert hasn't actually finished the race, which he hasn't. So it's going to be Newgarden P8, is it? Or, well, they're saying he's ninth, but he might have had a penalty. So the final finishing order a little bit up in the air right now for the lap positions. Y-Racer being given the drive today by the game, but I'm going to give my drive today to Jordan for that incredible defending towards the end there. So it's the AlphaTauri man emerging onto the podium to lift the P1 trophy and bring home maximum points and probably set his title charge into full send. So it's Jordan who wins the Spanish GP. A very impressive drive from him. So let's run you through the final order once more. And yeah, Albert did DNF apparently. So it's Jordan who wins. Haslager second. Gareth rounded off the podium in P3. Managed to hold up Hotspeed, who finishes fourth. He looked to be cruising to a win, but that safety car really upset his race. Ryan fifth. Y-Racer sixth. Tony and Acorn, the two Alfa Romeos, seventh and eighth. Newgarden ninth. Albert 10th after crashing across the line. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. Ryan Berry 11th. Davo 12th and then 89. He comes, well, he doesn't come home at all. He is the last man, unfortunately, DNFing earlier in the race. So yeah, that is your lot for the Spanish GP. I'm a bit sorry that I'm ill and wasn't able to bring you the maximum commentary, but thank you for sticking with me, and I'm sure I'll be better in full health next week to bring you all the action. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to join us next week, and have a good day.